Hi guys, it's Wendy from Ask the Landlady. I'm here with all the tips and tricks to help you make a profit in real estate rentals. And today's question is, can I enter my rental property without my tenant's permission? Good question. First of all, check your local laws, state laws, ordinances, and make sure you know about that. In my area, we're allowed to enter the unit after we've given a 24-hour written notice. Okay. So if we want to do an inspection, we provide the tenant with a written notice at least 24 hours in advance. If we're doing seasonal checkups, like for furnace filters and stuff, we'll give people maybe a 2 or 3 day notice. And then if there's a true conflict or if somebody has COVID or something, they can call us and try to reschedule. But these are our properties and we have the right to go into them as long as the tenant gets proper and appropriate notice based on your laws. If a tenant is balking at the situation and being like really squirrely about it, you need to simply inform him or her of the law. And you can, I think it's a good idea to bring a witness with you in case things get contentious, to do that. You could also request police protection if you feel like it's a threatening situation. But in general, you are allowed to do your normal and local types of visits to your units for maintenance and repair work, for inspections, investigating lease violations. Say somebody said that there's too many people living there or there's pets in there, and for showing them for prospective renters and buyers. Those are all legal and valid reasons that you would want to access your property. And as long as you give that proper notice to do that. Now, that being said, there are some instances where you could enter without permission, and that would include an emergency, and a true emergency. Somebody, we had an instance once in an apartment, water gushing through the ceiling from a broken hot water tank. The guy was in Kuwait, up above, so we had to enter and take care of that situation. Simply tried to get a hold of him the best we could, or his contact numbers, and take care of an emergency situation because that poor lady was going to be flooded if we didn't take care of the situation. And there might be an instance where somebody hasn't heard from their grandma in a while and they want you to go in the apartment. They live out of state. That's a good idea. I have called the police to come with me because we have found people deceased in the apartment, or if they're sick or hurt or not able to get to the phone. I like taking a police officer with me. Once we did find somebody deceased in there, and it was just helpful for both of us to, have a witness there, to have the police there, and then they could take over for what needed to happen next, because that's not something in our general wheelhouse. So that's would be my recommendation. However, again, check your laws, because in Arkansas, I don't know what they're doing, landlords must provide tenants with notice to enter, even emergency situations, which if they're dead, I don't know how you do that. Do you live in Arkansas? Somebody live in Arkansas. I'd love to hear, well, how do you get around that? You think the person's in there dead, but I guess you document that the family member has asked you to go in. I don't know. The police. Get the police, because you just never know. So there you have it. Always give your tenants the proper notification required by your area. For me, it's 24 hours. Yours might be different, so make sure you check that. And again, only use caution about only going in if there is a true emergency situation. So thanks. Shoot me a comment if you know anything about that, especially if you're from Arkansas. Check out my books on Amazon and my website, askthelandlady.com. Because again, it's not easy being a landlord and landlady, so we got to talk about these things so that we can all be better and all make the best profit we can. Thanks. Have a great day.